As Americans continue to struggle economically, the Biden administration decided to send Ukraine toxic, depleted uranium ammunition that's going to give Ukrainians cancer for generations to come. And this is right after the Biden administration approved a cluster bomb munitions not too long ago. But listen to me, you naive children. This is what protecting democracy looks like. I'm a very sophisticated news person. I'm here to tell you that in order to protect Ukraine, we must send them weapons that give their population cancer. Don't question me. A few other countries have depleted uranium ammunition. The United States is the only country that admitted to using them in conflict. That's why we know how dangerous depleted uranium ammunition is, because the United States used it in Iraq and the population is still suffering to this day. The crazy thing is the unhinged Biden administration still denies the dangers of using depleted uranium ammunition.
The CDC has stated that there is no evidence that the depleted uranium rounds cause cancer. The World Health Organization reports that there's been no increase of leukemia or other cancers and that have been established following any exposure to uranium or DU.
Despite the fact that cancer rates tripled in Iraq after our use of it. In 2015, the Department of Defense even promised to stop using depleted uranium ammunition. Then we used it in Syria anyway. The United States government complained that Ukraine is too casualty averse. Now they are sending them weapons that will give their people cancer. You must be a fool to believe the United States care about the Ukrainian people.
What's poppin'? My friends, my family. Welcome back. Welcome back to Nick and Night. It's great to be back. And that clip, that's just another reason not to vote for Joe Biden. You have the modern progressive left that is soft on corruption, soft on war crimes, and soft on human rights. They're quite despicable when you think about it. Because you have people like Ro Khanna, who used to speak out against funding Nazis to Ukraine. We're going to get to him very soon. He was on breaking points, shilling for the Biden administration, explaining why we should support the Ukraine war forever, essentially. The modern progressive is an unhinged, violent neocon that is willing to do the bidding of Washington in order to climb the government ladder. They are enemies. I view them as oppositional as they view Republicans. But you have Democrats, you have Biden, you have progressives that say we should fight this just war. Yeah, I know the United States lied about wars all the time, but I promise you guys, this is the just war that we are fighting right now. We need to protect the lives of Ukrainians by blocking peace deals whenever we can, by forcibly constricting Ukrainian citizens, forcing them to fight, wasting their lives at a counteroffensive, and giving their kids cancer for years to come. Do you guys know when the United States used depleted uranium ammunition in Iraq, that the cancer rate tripled? They still dealing with that to this day. Like, people pretend that we don't have fucking examples of depleted uranium. Let's see if I can find some stats. So think about what they're saying, fam. They said we must protect and save the Ukrainian people by subjecting them to cancer for years to come. We also gonna cluster bomb the shit out of their population. There are gonna be mines where kids gonna maim themselves, right? But we want to protect Ukraine. That is the message of the modern Bernie Sanders left. Now, here's Russia's response to that. Russia decries U.S. plan to send Ukraine depleted uranium rounds. And then the United States response to Russia, obviously speaking out on another act, another war crime by the Biden administration and the Zelensky regime. Freedom is slavery, ignorance is strength. In order to fight for democracy, in order to fight for freedom, we must commit war crimes. We must doom the future Ukrainian population, the future generations. The State Department spoke out against this in 2015. And then Trump used it in Syria anyway. You had all these people using Syria anyway. Like this, our government is lawless. They are criminals. I'm going to show you guys, and I'm going to break down how the United States they stole even more Iranian oil that was bound to China. You have the United States government that steals 80% of Syrian oil, fam. The government that people spend all their time defending. You're a duopolist. You're a Republican. You're a Democrat. You're a patriot. Meanwhile, our government is ran by pirates, war criminals, white collar crimes, thugs of the highest order. They stole tons of Iranian oil, 80% of Syrian oil, still Syrian wheat. Now they commit war crimes in Ukraine, selling them out to BlackRock, who's going to bankrupt the Ukrainian population forever now. We're building this. But you want to know who I have no problem with this? I want to show you guys this other, look at this headline. Look at this unhinged shit. The response from the United States when it came to backlash for them using depleted uranium ammunition was essentially said, oh, if you have a problem with it, Russia can always leave Ukraine. They can pull their tanks. Now, there's only a few countries that have depleted uranium ammunition. The United States is, like as I mentioned earlier, one of the few countries that admitted to doing it. They also have operations where they used it before.